May 21. Okay, today date number 4, May 21. Amarutavani training, what happened? And let me make someone as a co-host. So with whom I'm going to make. Let me see if Surya. I cannot make him someone as a co-host. Okay, fine. So now we are going to see today as agenda or operational research. Operational research. Okay. Operational research. What are we going to see today? For today, we are going to see something which is known as advantage. No, we are going to see phases of operational research. Operation research. Number 2, we want to see, if time is there, we shall see advantage and disadvantage. Disadvantage. Okay. Sometimes disadvantage is known as a limitation. Okay. If they ask you limitation, please, you have to know it is a disadvantage of all operational research. So these are the 2 things which are going to see today. And these things is going to complete the introduction part, and then we start the problem. I mean, the problems, or to solve some problems. Okay. This one, for operational research, it is not a theory class, it is a problem solving. The first part of introduction is to make you understand the working theory, how the working theory of operational research, okay? To make you and me understand, have a proper foundation of our class, okay? That's the main reason why we have to go through all this theory part, and then we can build something based on the theory, because any work, any practical part has a theory behind, okay? So that is why this operational research, it has to be focusing on mathematic issue, okay? It is mathematic, it's a mathematics subject, all right? It's a mathematics subject, and this mathematics subject needs you and me to understand, how it works in theory work, or in a theory way, okay? So now, yesterday we have seen, what was yesterday's class? What have we seen yesterday? Yesterday we saw, what was yesterday's class for all? Just to recap with you. What was yesterday's class? Okay. Someone has a network issue. Okay. Yeah. I hope now your network is okay, pretty. So what was yesterday's class? What have we seen yesterday? What was the last point? Okay. Scope of DAY4, thank you. Scope of all. And please try to submit my assignment. For those who did assignment, I have not, I did not agree with the application. I shall talk to application, maybe the next class, okay? And yeah, yesterday we saw the scope of all, okay? So now, in this scope of all, wherever OR is going to be used, we need phases, okay? The phases are also termed as steps, okay? To form an operation research, okay? Operation research, okay? To form operational research problems, okay? And solutions, okay? Solutions, okay? These are the phases which you want to form problem and solution, okay? Shall we start the solution, the stages? Okay, now, phase number 1, okay? As you go together, phase number 1, let me list for you the phases here, and then you write them, and then I come under explanation, okay? I will explain to you all these phases, and then you can go. Okay, there we go. So these are the main phases of operational research. Please take a few minutes, like 1 minute to write down. Phase number 1 is known as formulating the problem. We want to formulate the problem. In this formulating the problem, we want to identify a problem that needs to be solved. Okay? We want to identify a problem to be solved. I'll give you every point one by one after you list down. These are the main phases of operational research. Main steps. Without any step, then you can't have the proper operational research. Okay? Remember, operational research deals with that. We are dealing with the limited resources, and we want to maximize the profit, and we want to minimize the cost and the loss. I hope you understand what I'm saying. In operational research, we want to deal with the maximization of profit or gain and the minimization of cost or loss. So these are the phases which you have to go through. If you remember the first class or the second class about history of operational research, you remember that the UK or United Kingdom's armies, they had a problem of limited resources, namely transportation on ocean, weapon, bombing tactics, all these things were a problem. So the group of scientists were called to form the committee or a team to find the tactics and the techniques of how to solve the limited resources so that the World War II should be won by the UK. The victory should belong to them. So the first number 1, we want to formulate the problem. Okay, sometimes I like the problems, because the problems teach you and me how to find out the solution. Okay, teach us to live another way. Okay, it helps you and me to find another way of living. So the phase number 1, we want to formulate the problem. Phase number 2, we want to construct mathematical model around that problem. Means we want to find the mathematical way of solving the problem. Okay, phase number 3, delivering solution from mathematical model. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying we have theory part. We want to have a problem and so on. You remember yesterday when we started a class, I gave you an example of a man called, was it Kilan? Whom did I take as an example? I think was a Devasuria, who want to start a business.
Raj, sir.
Yuvaraj. Yuvaraj, thank you. So Yuvaraj want to start a business. Okay, in his business, he want to invest, or the investment which he was having was rupees 1 lakh. Okay, rupees 1 lakh. You remember this one? You remember this problem? Okay, this example which I gave you, rupees 1 lakh. And in this rupees 1 lakh, Yuvraj, you want to start a business of producing or selling 2 products. Okay, let's say product 1, product P1 was, okay, shoes. Okay, was a shoe. Okay, these are the shoes. Okay, product P1 was a shoe. Okay, was a shoe. What happened? Was a shoe. And the product P2, I named them as a chapati, but I don't like chapati. I like samosa. Let's say today, let's say t-shirt. Okay, let's go hand in hand, a t-shirt. Okay, t-shirts. Okay, now this was a problem which we had. And every t-shirt, every shoe has a profit. Let's say for the shoes, he's going to gain a profit of 75 rupees. Okay, and for the t-shirt is going to get the profit of 50 rupees. 50 rupees per t-shirts. Okay, these are the profit. Okay, so to understand the problem, okay, it helps the organization, it helps the company, it helps a dealer, it helps someone who wants to start to invest in certain things to gain a profit or to minimize the cost. You get it? Number one, we have this 1 lakh rupees is investment. Okay, is investment. This 1 lakh rupees, it is also known as limitation. Okay, this is the main limitation. We are limited to 1 lakh only because this is what money we have in hand. Okay, what is the objective? I would like to ask you this question. What is the objective of Yuvaraj in this scenario? He has 1 lakh and he has to sell a t-shirt and a shoes. What is the main objective of Yuvaraj? What does he want? Question to you. The first problem, yeah, we are still on first problem, identifying the problem, but let me start from the last. Okay, what does Yuvaraj want? Because this is a problem technique which you have to understand the concept and then you go ahead. What does Yuvaraj want? You can unmute or you can pin. Okay, Yuvaraj himself, he said, good. Yuvaraj, you need a profit. Excellent. You need a profit. Okay. What else? What else? Excellent. True. You need a profit. The main purpose of this business is a profit, right? He wants to increase the profit for the t-shirts, this one, and the profit for shoes also. Excellent, Yuvaraj. What else? What else does he needs 2 things, okay? 2 things has to be there. What is next? Yes, profit he needs, yes. What is next? Fast. Reason fast with me. Listen fast with me. What is next? Don't take much time. Feel free to talk. Any answer? Feel free, please, in this class. Pritya, thank you. Pritya says, less risk and losses. Excellent. Excellent. So we want to maximize the profit and we want to minimize the losses and the risk. Thank you. Clap for you. Okay, right. So now we want to formulate the problems which can solve how to continue to maintain my 1 lakh. You get it? I have 1 lakh. This is 1 lakh. Okay. We want to formulate the problem of how the company, how the new, we call them the freelancers. How come the first company you're starting business has to maintain your investment in the terms of profit, in the terms of losses. Okay. Now, I hope you wrote down the main phases. Phase number 1, formulating the problem. What is there in formulating the problem? Take a note with me. Let me start once again. Let me give you the main points about this. Okay, one by one. Okay. There we go. I hope you wrote down this one and keep in mind all these phases. Okay. Phase number 1. Phase number 1, we are going to see identifying. Okay. Phase number 1, you are going to see identifying a problem, or what is the phase number 1? Was it identifying? What was written there? Let me have a look of it. Main phases. Formulating the problem. Okay. Yeah. We are going to formulate the problem. Okay. Formulate phase number 1. Phase 1. Phase 1. Formulating the problem. Okay. We want to formulate the problem. How the problem is going to be formulated? This stage of formulating the problem. Okay. Okay. This phase. Okay. This. Okay. You go down. This phase identify. Okay. This phase identify. Okay. Identify a problem. Okay. Identify a problem that needs to be solved. Okay, that's number 1. We identify a problem that needs to be solved. That's a start number 1. And on the top of this, another point here is, okay, identifying a problem, okay, a problem. Identifying a problem is done by determining objective, okay, objective, restriction, okay, relationship, okay, interrelationship, okay, cause of actions, okay, and time limit, okay, for making decision, clear? For making decisions. Let me put for making decisions. So this is phase number one. Phase number one, it's identifying a problem is done by determining what is the objective. If you remember, the main objective of a company of organization is to maximize the profit. You can write down here the main objective. What is the main objective? Main objective is a maximize profit, okay, and minimize the cost or losses, okay. Pretty says lessen the risk, okay. Let me also include it, or lessen the risk, okay, the risk, okay, good. Now we have restriction, okay. What will be the restriction also? The restriction, what is the restriction according to the problem which we had there for you, Varaj? Restriction, we have 1 lakh. That's restricted, we cannot go. Yesterday we saw also that we need what? We need also the storage. If the storage is only 100 pieces or 1,000 pieces, then it's also restriction, okay? Okay, course of action. What action can be taken? Okay, what action can be taken? Can we choose to sell only the shoes or to sell only the t-shirt? What is the time limit for decision making? This one for decision. Is it clear for you for number one? Phase number one, is it clear for you? Yes or no? Phase number one is clear for you all? Before I go to phase number two, clear? Please reply if it is yes. Kiran say yes, okay. Okay, okay. Bodur sorry, good. Okay, okay, good. So yes, I hope, is anyone who, okay, clear? Mona Nandi, okay, good. I hope all of you, okay, yes, I hope you understand. Okay, not I hope, I believe it's clear. If it's not clear, please don't let me go for the second without understanding the first one, because the next class we shall see the formulating of the problem. The next class we shall see something called LLP. Okay, we shall see this one as a LLP. Okay, I mean LPP means linear. Okay, programming problem. Okay, we shall see this one for the next class. That's why you have to understand the problem. Okay. Phase number two. What was phase number two? Phase number two was constructing. Okay, constructing a mathematical model. How to write a mathematic. Okay, model. My voice is going on. Model around the problem. Okay, around the problem. Which problem? Means phase one. Around phase one. Okay, around phase one. Okay, this is phase one. Okay, we want to formulate them. Okay, now what is in this phase? In this phase, okay, we say this phase is concerned, okay, is concerned with the formation of the problem okay, the formation of the problem in an appropriate appropriate, okay, in appropriate form, which is convenient for analysis. Okay, now you see the stages. Stage number 2, now we want to put in a mathematical model. Okay, for example, let's take an example. Let me give you an example so you can understand. Okay, look here. Now let me use Mona. Okay, then now let me use Mona. Okay, Mona is starting a business. Okay, this is Mona. Oh, my time is expiring. I take extra 15 minutes. So Mona is starting a business, and they want to sell product 1, P1, and a P2. Okay, in mathematical model, product 1 and product P2 is going to be called X and what? X and Y. Okay, this is a mathematical model because there are variables which you don't know. Because product 1 can be shoes, can be chapati, can be and so on. Product 2 can be any. You get it? You understand? So we want to make in a what? In a form of XY or X1, okay, X2. So in a mathematical model, okay? We move from problem, now we want to put problems into mathematical model, okay? That's phase number 2. Phase number 3, the remaining of phases I'll give you the next session because this is going to be expired. Phase number 3. Okay, what is the phase number 3? Phase number 3. Phase number 3. What are we going to do for the phase number 3? Delivering solution. We want to deliver solution mathematical model. This phase, I'm not going to write the whole of it. I'm going to write this phase. Okay, this phase focuses. Okay, focuses. Okay, focuses and dedicates. Okay, dedicates to computation. Okay, to computation of those value of decision variables. Here you understand something which is called decision variables. What are decision variables? Decision variables I explained to you to the next class. Okay, the decision variables. Let's continue to have a same example. We have a product 1, okay, product 2, okay. Product 1 is going to be called X. Product 2 is going to be called X1, X2, okay, X1, X2. So these products are known as decision variables. Okay, these are decision variables because you want to solve among these two products. So now we are going to focus on the value. What is going to be, okay, what is, for example, what is the profit this man is going to earn? For example, product P1 is a shoes. Okay, shoes. Okay, so the value of the shoes, let's say it's like a each one piece of a shoes, it's 100. No, that will be too cheap. It will be like a 300. Okay, 300. So it's going to be 300x. Okay, the value 300x, x1. This one t-shirt is going to be 400. Okay, 400 is going to be 400 x2. So these are the values. All right, so that is focus on it. Okay, and also this one, it is focusing on these variables. Why is it focusing on these variables? Okay, which these variables which maximize, okay, which maximize or minimize the objective function. I'll explain to you this for the next class. The objective function is what? What will be the maximum profit? Okay, what will be the maximum profit of X and Y? Okay, of X and Y, sorry, of where is it? What will be the maximum profit of X and Y? This is known as objective function. All right, objective function. Ashish, you can do me a favor, do screenshot, please. Do screenshot because I'm still remaining with a few minutes. And phase number 4, we have phase number 4, phase 4. Okay, in this phase number 4, the completed model, okay, the completed model is tested, okay, for errors if any okay, if it has an error, an error, okay. Another point for this one, please do me a favor, take a screenshot of those who attend the class. And another point here, it validates, okay, with a model, okay, with a model predicts, okay, relative effects, okay, effects means if it can really meet the needs, okay, or the demands. This is phase number 4. All right, phase number 5, we will not have the second session for all. This will be enough. Phase number 5. What is the phase number 5? Establishing control. That was establishing control over solution. This phase is useful, okay. This phase is useful to install, okay, a well documented, okay, a well documented system for applying for applying the model. Everything which we do, it has to be documented. Clear? You have to document whatever you have done, okay? If there will be any error, if there will be any backup, you have to have a documentation. So you have, that's why even you're writing also to have a document of whatever we are studying. Phase number 6, which is the last, is implementation, right? This phase is useful, okay? This phase is useful for the transition, okay, for translation, okay, of the models, okay, of the models result into operating instruction, okay. Whatever we have done, it has to be implemented, isn't it? Okay, whatever things we have done, we have to be implemented. Do you remember yesterday we saw the scope of variables, scope of OR. So it has to be implemented. This is the last stages. Kindly note down these phases. They're very, very important. If you understand these phases, then it's going to help you to understand the rest of the courses. Clear? Now, the session is going to be over.
Sir, can you show for phase 4?
All right, phase number 4. This is phase number 4. The complete model is tested for errors, if any. Okay, it validates whether a model predicts relative effects. Okay, if some effects will be there, it will happen on phase number 4. Clear? Is there anyone has a question? Because the time is only 2 minutes to ask questions. Is anyone has a question?
Sir, what is objective function?
Very good. Objective function. Since we have a short time, objective function. See, okay. Let me try to type it fast. Okay. Let me try to type fast. Here, objective function. Let's say Devasuria started, okay, a business of selling, let's say he started a business of selling pens and notebooks. Okay, in this selling of business, he wants to get a profit of rupees, okay, rupees 2 and rupees 5 respectively. Respectively means what? Means pen is a 2 rupees, notebook is a 5 rupees respectively. So objective function, time is up, or your objective function is, okay, maximize profit. Okay, we want to maximize the profit. What will be the profit? We call them like this. Okay, I will teach you for the next class. Maximum profit is going to be equal to 2x1. X1 is 10 plus 5x2. X2 is what? X2 is x2 is what? X2 is a book. So the objective function is to find the maximum profit or minimize the cost minimize cost. Okay, Z, like that. You get it? You understand, Eva Surya?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. So this is called the objective function. Okay. So for the next class, we shall see it. All right. So I hope Ashish took. If you have any question, please, we can start. I'm going to start again Zoom for